Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So glad to see you guys again. In today's video, we are going to be ranking the Dragon Ball Saga. Full disclosure, this idea is not original, even though you would think I would have done this already. But I don't know if you guys know, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but there's this like trend going around where they have like AI president voices do a whole bunch of like weeb shit. And so I was watching them do the Dragon Ball, like ranking Dragon Ball sagas, and I was like, you know what, I have to throw my hat in the ring. Like, I have to give my thoughts because I heard some GT disrespect going on right now and I didn't care for it. I didn't appreciate it. So I'm gonna do this whole video. And yeah, whatever. I have a ranking for all of the sagas from Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball series, through Z, through GT, and I think including Super. So this is gonna be something. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The only ones that I can't clearly talk about are the Dragon Ball ones because I did watch them for the most part, I guess, but I don't really remember them that much because they were so long ago. So just letting you guys know, just so if I say something ignorant, you guys know where I'm coming from, okay? Alright, so let's get started. So the first thing that they have is so these are our tiers, by the way. The top tier, Z tier, obviously, and it goes down to didn't watch, didn't read. I don't think I'll use this tier. No, I won't use this tier because it's kind of, I did watch or read most of them, so I don't think I should say that. And I also kind of just want to be like a little messy, I guess. Give things ratings even if I don't really know what it's about or what happens in it. So our first saga is the Emperor Pilaf saga. So this is what started off the Dragon Ball story. Basically Goku meeting Bulma, meeting the crew, meeting Yamcha and them, dealing with Emperor Pilaf, him trying to get the Dragon Balls. I think this was a strong beginning of the show, to be honest. Like, it's quite different from the Dragon Ball we end up knowing. It's a lot more adventure-y and like I guess happier, but which is fine. I think it sets a great tone for the story. So I'm gonna put it in, I won't put it in Z tier, I'll put it in A tier. I think it's like mid A tier, right? No, it doesn't do anything too crazy, it just sets up the story. The Tournament Saga. The Tournament Saga, I vaguely remember this. I guess this is where they do, I have Wikipedia open. They do like the tournament training where Krillin and Goku train with Roshi, and then we do the tournament where we meet like Nam and Jackie Chan and all that good stuff. I think it was okay. From what I remember, it was a little bit boring, even for like a, well, I'm not gonna say that, but it was a little bit boring-ish. Like, I didn't quite care for like the pacing of the, I'm talking about the anime. I didn't quite care for the pacing of it. I thought it was like a little slow and like kind of boring-ish. For its time, I don't really know because like I wasn't watching it when it first came out. I'm gonna put this in like B tier, probably B tier for now. The next one is the Red Ribbon Army Saga. I'm just gonna put all the Red Ribbon stuff in the same category because it's not that deep. So we have the Red Ribbon Army Saga, the General Blue Saga, and the Commander Red Saga. I think this was a very strong concept to introduce to the story that we see throughout the story, and I think we got pretty cool villains like Commander Red, General Blue, and all that stuff. So I think this is where Android 8 first comes in. So this story set up a lot of things. It was pretty long. So I'm gonna give this high A. I'm going to give it high A tier. So the next one is Fortune Teller Baba Saga. I think this is where they go to like Otherworld maybe, and they Goku reunites with Grandpa Gohan. It was whack. I'm giving it a C tier. Moving on, giving it a C tier. The Tien Shinhan Saga. Is this another tournament arc? I think that's another tournament arc. I think it was okay, I guess. I'll give it a high B tier. It's better than the first Tournament Saga. The King Piccolo Saga, I think this was a really cool arc with the villains. It really raised the stakes. I think Goku's defeat of Piccolo was pretty memorable. Was the arc that amazing? It was okay. I'd rank it mid A tier, like right after the Red Ribbon Army Saga. I think that's a pretty good place for it. And then for Piccolo Jr., I think I'll put it right there as well, like mid A tier, kind of not as good as the King Piccolo saga, but just right under it, I think. All right, so now we get to the Dragon Ball Z saga. This is the one I don't need any Wikipedia. I can go off the dome for. So the Raditz saga. Should I put Raditz saga and Saiyan saga together? Yes, I think I will. I'll put Raditz and Saiyan saga together. So we got Raditz coming, we got Goku dying, Piccolo using Special Beam Cannon, Gohan training, the gang training, Nappa and Vegeta coming, Goku versus Vegeta, that battle. I think I'm putting it in Z tier. I'm gonna put it in Z tier because they really raised the stakes. Like I watched that saga many, many times over and I never got sick of it. I think it was a really, really strong saga. In the anime, it did get very slow between Goku dying and him confronting Vegeta, but all in all, like I'm sure the manga did it better. So I'm gonna put it in Z tier. So we got our first Z tier, which is pretty cool. And then the Namek saga, we get the Namek, Captain Ginyu, Frieza saga. I think again I'm gonna all lump it together and I'm gonna put it in probably Z tier, to be honest. Like the Ginyu Force was dope. Frieza, his character, his introduction was dope. Obviously, Super Saiyan Goku was dope, and just everything. Was it long as fuck? Especially in the anime, yes. But overall, like when you're talking about Dragon Ball Z, you're talking about like the Saiyan saga, the Frieza saga, the Android saga. Like you're talking about like Dragon Ball Z. Like they're all heavy hitters. So don't be surprised if you see the Z's being stacked up with like the Dragon Ball Z. Don't be surprised. And then the Garlic Jr. saga. Speaking of, I'm gonna give this. I didn't mind the saga. I like the movie. I didn't mind the saga. Was like okay. I'll give it like C tier, like high C tier, maybe low B tier. I mean, yeah, maybe low B tier. I'll give it mid B tier, I guess. Like I didn't hate it. Like I'm not gonna be one of those people, but it was fine. It was fine for what it was. We got Garlic Jr. coming in. He captured Kami and all that stuff. I fucking don't remember how it ends. I only remember the movie, but I'm sure it was okay. And then we get the Android saga and the Cell saga. I'm gonna lump all of this together because like why not? So from Trunk saga all the way to the Cell game saga, like I'm gonna call that the Android saga. And obviously like I don't even need to tell you that's easy Z tier. And like if anything I could put the Imperfect Cell down a little bit, but I'm not gonna do that just because it's like I'm not gonna do that. They all get Z tier for me. Like the Android saga gets Z tier. I don't think I need to say much. The androids are cool as fuck. Cell is cool as fuck. Trunks is cool as fuck. The transformations are cool as fuck. Like, don't need to say much about that. Otherworld saga. So this is the part where I might start breaking stuff apart. You know what? You know what? You know what? You know what? Boom, right there. Because let's be honest, I feel like the Dragon Ball Z show, there's not much debate about that. Like, most of the show was peak, like, period. Like, say what you want about the story and the pacing as far as the anime goes, but it was peak. Like, so I don't feel bad at all putting the entire show basically in Z tier. Now, let's get to the point of what this video is really about, and it's the GT and Super of it all. You know what? For the people who have stuff to say about GT, I want you guys to consider when GT first came out in, let me see. When GT first came out in like the 90s, I know it was the 90s, but what year? In 1996, fresh off of Dragon Ball Z ending, when they were considering how they should continue the Dragon Ball Z story, right? People always say, oh, Dragon Ball GT sucks, and one of the reasons is because they made Goku a kid. I want to take us back to 1996, and I want to get into like the writer's room or like the executive's room for whoever was Toei Animation, I assume, whoever was formulating Dragon Ball GT, because no one really ever asked the question, why didn't they go the route, like, not the question why is Goku a kid, but the question is, why didn't they just continue with Goku as an adult and continue from there? Because the story hasn't changed from 1996 up until like 2020 or whatever, until Super came out. Like, the story hasn't changed at all. It's the same exact story. Nothing new has been added, right? And like, we as a species, like, we haven't gained so much information in the last 20 years that changes our way of thinking and writing stuff. Things are basically the same, like, you know what I'm saying? So why do you think they decided to go the route of making Goku a kid versus going the route of, expanding like to other universes and keeping Goku as an adult and doing things like God of Destructions and Angel stuff like? Why do you think that only came about 20 years after rather than right after Dragon Ball Z ended? Because it's stupid. Because it's fucking stupid. That's why they didn't do it. That's why the fuck they didn't do it. Goku had defeated the strongest opponent in the freaking universe, which was Boo. Like literally the strongest villain or strongest person in the universe was Boo, and Goku defeated him. Where else do you go from there? The answer is you don't. You bring it back a little bit, and then you're like, you know what? How about this? We defeated the strongest enemy in the universe so far. So how about we, explore other characters a bit? How about, we have a whole new generation of Saiyans. How about we look at them for a bit? How about we give them an adventure? How about we let Goku take the backseat just a little bit? Maybe we can explore other planets. We can flesh out our character design a bit more with other aliens, stuff like that. And we can explore like the Dragon Ball, the lore behind the Dragon Balls and how that works. And we can bring everything full circle that's happened in the story so far as Dragon Ball usage and all the loose ends that, Dragon Ball Z had, like as far as Android 17 and Hell and all that stuff like that. How about we tie up those loose ends? That's what GT did because they were smart. They were fucking smart. Super does literally none of that stuff. If you guys had it your way, we'd never see how Goten and Trunks like grow up as teenagers and how they act. We'll never see Trunks as a teenager and how he's different from future Trunks. We'll never see that. We'll never see teenage Pan, which, I mean, say what you want about her, but it's a teenage Pan. It's Gohan's daughter. That's something that like we should see that because it's Gohan's daughter. Like, that's important to the story. We never get the Black Star Dragon Balls. We never find out what happens with all the wishes that happen with the Dragon Balls and the overuse of it. We never go back in history as far as like what the Saiyans were doing and the planets they were destroying. We never explore Hell and what happens to like the people in Hell if they can come back or whatever. I guess we did explore Hell a little bit, but like not really or whatever. We never did any of that stuff. All right, so Super never did any of that stuff. All they did was they continued with Goku being the fucking main character and being kind of like an idiot. They didn't really expand on his character at all. They didn't really expand on Vegeta's character other than making him like okay with playing second fiddle to Goku. All they did was introduce a whole other universes, and like made the stakes, I guess, not even bigger because there was always threat of destruction and planet destruction before. I guess it is bigger because now universes are getting destroyed. And don't get me wrong, I like the God of Destruction and the angels and the King Zeno thing. I like that stuff, but that stuff like is kind of ass compared to what GT gave us. That's my opinion. So when I think about the people at Toei Animation or whoever the fuck was in charge of GT, they knew. Because if they went the Super route, we would have gotten the trash that Super was in the end, I think. And if you don't agree with that, I don't know what, like, because it's like, how do you, like, if you don't like GT, do you think Super is better than GT? Because that's objectively false. Do you think GT should have never happened? That's ridiculous because we got a lot of great stuff from GT. Like, I don't understand, like, people who don't like GT. I don't get it. I don't get it. There's nothing to, like, really dislike about it. At worst, it's classic Dragon Ball. At worst, it's just classic Dragon Ball. A group of, like, friends or family doing adventures together, collecting Dragon Balls. That's at worst. And if you don't like that, like the beginning of Dragon Ball GT, then you don't like Dragon Ball. Because that's what the story's about. That's what this fucking story's about. That's literally what the story's about. Okay. So I don't know. Anyway, that being said, the Black Star Dragon Ball saga, where Goku becomes a kid, and also Goku becomes a kid because he's too fucking strong. Why the fuck? Like, if he stayed an adult, he'd become Super Saiyan Blue, like literally, like, or like a god. Like, he's too strong, so they made him a kid, so like we can still explore the world. We can still have villainous threats, but we don't have this obvious fucking. I'm sorry, my camera overheated as always. So if things look a little different, like, that's the reason why. Anyway, the Black Star Dragon Ball saga. Goku is training with Oob. Emperor Pilaf comes to the Kami's lookout. He steals the Black Star Dragon Balls, and things are like off centered. He steals the Black Star Dragon Ball, and he accidentally wishes that Goku would become a kid again, so that he can give him a good beating or whatever. And then obviously that makes Goku a kid accidentally. They find out that the Black Star Dragon Balls, like, once you use them, like, I think they put a curse on the planet, and you have to, like, gather them back again within a year, or else the planet will be destroyed. And yeah, so that's what sets up the story for Goku, Trunks, and Pan going on an adventure across the universe, across the solar system, the galaxy, whatever, because it disperses to other planets to gather the Black Star Dragon Balls and bring them back to Earth. And then we get to see all the shenanigans when they go to other planets. We get to see them, basically trying to capture the Dragon Balls. Like I said, it's classic Dragon Ball. It's classic, like, first Emperor Pilaf saga. I just made the connection in my head that the Emperor Pilaf saga in Dragon Ball and the Emperor Pilaf saga or the Black Star Dragon Ball saga in GT, like, they have very strong parallels. But anyway, and before I continue, I just wanted to say, like, kudos to the people involved with GT, because no one says it, but I'll say it. They went the hard route by doing GT, because they could have easily went the Super route, and they could have, like, because like I said, Super doesn't, like, really expand on any of the characters, like, at all. They just introduce a shit ton of new characters over and over and over again, and, like, for those characters, they do, like, real no development on that. But GT didn't do that. GT, they developed Vegeta's character. We have a moment in GT where Vegeta is reflecting on his life and how he became a good guy, and how he's always second to Goku, and we really see his, like, frustration about that, but, like, not in, like, a super edgy way that Z has it, but it's like, whoa, like whoa, this has been my life. And we see him use the blood waves to become Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. I don't know where I was going with that point, but I think there was some development there. I think there was some development there. I like that scene for Vegeta. We get to see him, being in his dad era, and, like, raising Bola, and being, and how he's managing having a teenage daughter now. We get to see Pan, of course, like, how she's grown up with Gohan and Fidel, and how she's sort of, like, evolved into, like, this, like, rebellious but strong teenager who, like, admires her grandpa, kind of, I guess. She admires him, Goku, but, like, also, like, thinks he's kind of dumb. We see Trunks become someone who's, like, quite different than future Trunks. Like, he's kind of serious, but, like, he is still pretty responsible, and like he's an executive, but he also has like a rebellious side to him at the same time, and all that stuff. We see something of Goten. You know, he becomes like sort of like a womanizer type of person. He always has girlfriends. We see Gohan like the scholar, which that doesn't really isn't super different from Super, but anyway. So like even if I didn't name that much character development in GT, that's more than what happened in Super. I will tell you that much. That's way more than what happened in Super. So, the Black Star Dragon Ball saga. Honestly, I really enjoy the saga. I've watched the saga over many, many, many times. Like it just never gets old to me. It's just good. Like I said that it's classic Dragon Ball, like similar to the original Dragon Ball, but I think I like the GT one better. When they go to the planet and they encounter the siblings that do the dancing, like I think it was stupid, but I think it was good. Like I had the tapes. I think it was good. Not gonna put it in Z tier though. I'm gonna put it in high. I'm gonna put it in mid A tier, right below Red Ribbon Army Saga, and then the Baby Saga. I think Baby Saga is easily Z tier. Like easily Z tier. I love the Baby Saga. I think Baby's character design was awesome. I think it was tense. I liked the introduction of Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I liked being on planet Tuffle. I liked the characters becoming evil. I like Goku having a battle with Gohan. Is that the one where the planet blows up and then Piccolo dies? I think it was that one. I like that. It was just great. Like Super Saiyan 4 versus Super Saiyan 4 Goku versus Baby was a great fight. I watched that fight so many times. Like that's the thing about GT. I can watch GT the entire series over, and over again. I literally never get sick of it. I literally never ever get sick of it. The Super 17 saga, fuck yeah, I'm putting that in A tier. Actually, I would put it in Z tier, but I think if I put that in Z tier, no one would take me seriously, and that's like I kind of need you guys to take me a little bit seriously. I enjoyed. I didn't mean to put it high. I'll put it in. I'll put it in like mid high A tier. I really enjoyed the Super 17 saga. Like any saga with Super Saiyan 4 Goku is my saga. I like it. I like Super Saiyan Vegeta and his fight with Super 17. I like seeing Android 17 again. I like the villains coming back. I will say I really do wish they did more with Oob in GT, but you know what? Like I have a few criticisms of GT. I don't think GT is perfect, but I think it's very, very good, and it's way better than people give it credit for. But I really enjoyed the Super 17 saga. Like I don't know what you want me to say. It was good. Like I loved how he defeated Super 17. I think people have a problem with that. I loved it. Like I think it was really cool. I think the scene is really cool with Android 18 being there too. So I don't know what to tell you. The Shadow Dragon Saga, I don't think the Shadow Dragon Saga was that good. I'm not gonna lie. I think the Shadow Dragon Saga was high B tier. It was kind of back to the same old like Adventure Dragon Ball type thing, but it wasn't as it was kind of played out by this point. It didn't get really good, I think, until they started fighting the stronger dragons, and he fought, and then Goku fought. I forgot the white dragon. I forgot that his name, and then Vegeta comes in and becomes Super Saiyan 4. That's when it becomes like pretty good, but even at that point, it's kind of short. But I'll put it in like high B tier. Like it was fine. Like I probably skipped that saga the most. Like, don't get me wrong, I did enjoy it. Like, and I watched the saga many times. It's just not something that like I don't think it's like a great time of the show, to be honest. The fusion was very good though, and I liked the ending of it where Goku was doing his farewell. I think that was really, really good. Just all in all, not my favorite saga, and I think it's fine. Alright, so now that I've gotten my GT fanboying out the way, let's go to Super. Let's go to fucking Super. Where do I start with Super? The manga's garbage. Hot garbage. The show is slightly less garbage just because it didn't go on for as long as the manga did, I guess. Um, like let's just get into it. Let's just get into it. The God of Destruction Beerus saga. I didn't think the movie was that good, to be honest. The saga was probably even worse, especially with the animation. Was there anything redeeming about it? Was there anything redeeming about this goddamn show? Oh, like don't get me wrong. I think the concepts are cool if the show introduces, kind of. But all in all, just not good. Just not a good show. Like we get some slice of life stuff, which I actually kind of enjoy the most, and we get the movie stuff, but yeah, I don't even remember most of this stuff happening. I'm looking at the wiki, I don't even remember this shit. Like honestly, C tier, like C fucking tier. Actually, I'll put it in B tier. I'll put it in B tier because I think I have some C tiers coming up maybe. Golden Frieza Saga again, like it's just what are we doing here? The movie again was okay, I guess. Uh, like was it even a saga really? I might have skipped this stuff actually. Now that I think about it, because I really don't remember most of it. I think it was just the movie but drawn out. C tier for being the movie but drawn out. The Universe 6 saga, I think this is where uh oh, a tournament between Beerus and Champa. They get a bunch of people from Universe 6 and 7 to fight with each other. Actually, I don't think this was that bad, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think it was that bad. The fights were okay, I guess. I remember it being pretty hype, so I'm not too mad about that. I'm gonna put it in like, I'll put it in high B tier. I'll put it in high B tier. I'm not a hater. I'll put it in high B tier. The Copy Vegeta saga. What the hell is the Copy Vegeta saga? What the hell? I've actually never seen this. Oh god, like oh god. I'm Oh wait, I might it's vaguely familiar to me. I'm just going to go ahead. I'm gonna just put it in D. I'm just put it in D tier. Call it a day. The Future Trunks saga. I love Trunks. I love Future Trunks. Um, I don't know if this really worked for me, to be honest, because like I get the whole Zamasu thing is supposed to be pretty cool and like Goku Black's supposed to be pretty cool, but I thought the whole thing was fucking underwhelming. I'm sorry, I thought it was underwhelming as fuck. I thought the Supreme Kai's part was underwhelming as hell. Like, I feel like Trunks should have had a bigger role in it. Like, I'm so sick of him being the victim. Like, I just need him to be like a true hero. Um, the villain was pretty cool, and Vegito coming was pretty cool, but it's gonna take more than Vegito to get me to give it anything higher than a C, to be honest. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and actually give it like, I'll give it like mid B. Keep it pushing, mid B. All right, Universe Survival Saga. The Broly Saga. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? Okay, the Universe Survival Saga. I think that was the tournament saga. And that's of course where we got Jiren and all the universes competing. I like seeing the God of Destruction, so I won't be too hard on it. I'll give it a high B. I'll give it a high B. I don't give a fuck. The Broly Saga. I didn't know there was a Broly Saga. Wait, is this anime still ongoing? Oh wait, is the Broly Saga the movie? I'm not gonna put the Broly Saga in. That's cheating. The Galactic Patrol Saga, the one in the manga. That's the one with. I read the manga. That's the one with morals. I think that shit was. It was okay. It was better than everything that came after it. I'll give it like a low B. And then I'll give the Granola Saga a D. I'll give it a mid C. And then the Superhero Saga, I'm not including that because that's part of the movie. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, that's my list. That's the tier link. That's the tier list. Clearly, I have my biases, but I wouldn't even call them biases. I think it's just decent taste, to be honest. Yeah, like if you expected to see anything from Super in the Z tier, I think you're bugging. There could be an argument to be made that I put too many of the Z arcs in Z tier, but you know what? I'll hear the arguments. And if you think I should have put a Dragon Ball arc in Z tier, that could be on me just because I don't fully remember what happens in it, to be honest. But I don't think any of them really deserve Z tier, to be even more honest. But anyway, that's the list. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think down below. I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.